Good evening. My name is Tammy. I'm a concierge at Singles Travel and a connection guide at Single Life Today. And every Tuesday we do travel talk. And tonight we have two special guests. We have Denise from Avalon Waterways, who's going to talk about Egypt and the Nile River cruise. And then we have Niv and Marcelo from Connection Travel, and they got up in the middle of the night from Israel to join us tonight to talk about our Israel and Jordan itinerary. April. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and turn over to Denise. She's going to get started and tell us about Egypt. And Denise?
Yeah. Hi. Can you hear me okay? Perfect. I can't say I got up in the middle of the night because I am in Naples, Florida. So hi, everybody. I am Denise with the Globus family of brands and Avalon Waterways, and so excited to bring you Egypt. I actually did this trip about maybe 12 years ago, but Egypt doesn't change, right? Because it's so ancient. So show you some of my pictures from when I went and just tell you a little bit about Egypt. If hands raised, have any of you been to Egypt? Some of you. Okay. One, I see Janetta. Hey, Janetta, I live on Janita Drive. So a little bit about Egypt. You know, it's on, and Tammy, this whole trip is just a bucket list vacation. And I know I had somebody come to me that said, I'm turning 60. I'm taking a group. I want to go to Egypt. Oh, hey, Tammy, can you mute yourself?
Yes, thank you.
Thanks. Sorry. And somebody came to us and said, hey, I think she was actually turning 50. And she's like, I want some people to come with me. And it's always been a bucket list. But, sometimes you don't want to do these by yourself, right? So it's wonderful to go with a group. And this is such a great destination. I know some of these places may seem a little scary, but it's like any place, and it's absolutely wonderful. And you'll have somebody with you from Singles Travel, you have tour directors, you have Egyptologists, so you are taken care of. So this is April 8th to April 17th. So let's just go over some of the highlights of this trip. So perfect cure for cabin fever, taking a river cruise. What's nice is we do 4 nights on the river, and I'll show you the itinerary. But Egypt, you have awesome cities, of course, all the culture, the ancient history, the museums, the ruins, the monuments. You get to stand at the foot of a pyramid, maybe go for, a camel ride, and then you sail down the historic Nile for 4 nights. So here is the itinerary. So you start 3 nights in Cairo, and I'll show you the hotel that we stay at. And then we fly to Luxor to get on the 4-night cruise, and then head back to Cairo on the back end to travel home. And what's nice is that some companies, they backtrack on the Nile, and there's really no reason to come back. So that's why we're only doing 4 nights. So if you wonder why it's maybe a little bit shorter, it's because we don't backtrack, and you see more by not backtracking. So again, you're 4 nights, and the ship is beautiful. So of course you see the pyramids, you're in Cairo for 3 nights, and of course the Sphinx, right? So you can take that famous picture with your lips, it looks like you're kissing the Sphinx. And then again, you get to ride a camel if you want to ride a camel there. And also in Cairo, you go into the museum and you see everything that's in there from King Tut. You do go in the old museum, and then you also go into the brand new Cairo museum. So that's pretty cool. Look at this. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. So let's talk a little bit about Cairo. Cairo, of course, very ancient. It's one of the most ancient cities. The population is 21.3 million people. And for those of you that have been to Cairo, the roads, it's donkeys, it's carts, it's motorcycles, it's bicycles. It is a free for all. It is just awesome. You're in a coach, so you have nothing to worry about. It's all taken care of. So you're in a coach for some of it in Cairo, but for the most part, you're not going too far because you're doing the Nile. This is the Mena House. This is where you stay in Cairo in the beginning for 3 nights. This is a 5-star hotel, and this is the only hotel in Cairo that is up against the pyramids. So I remember when I went, I checked in, I got in pretty late, and I'm just going to show you a couple pictures. Oh, also, I did a pre-night. Just reach out to Singles Travel International if you want to do pre-nights, just because it does take a while to get there. And then you get acclimated. There's actually a really nice pool there at the Mena House. Chill out at the pool, and then the next day you get started on your trip. So you're 3 nights at the Mena House. Check out this view from a room. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. Look at that. And then at night. So this is the Mena House. Yeah.
We have an upgrade. So if they want to do the upgrade to the view of the pyramids, because the regular room doesn't include it, but they can upgrade to pyramid view if they want. And we do have an extra night to come in early. So that's awesome.
Perfect. That's exactly what you need to do. Yep. So it's funny. So this is what I saw when I checked into my hotel. And I'm like, wow, I am not at the Luxor in Vegas. I am actually in Cairo. They have a laser light show at night, which is actually an optional excursion that you can do when you come back, and you can go see this laser light show. That's on the side of the pyramids. So this is your view that you can have from your room, like Tammy said, if you do the upgrade to see the pyramids. So this here is one of the mosques that is in Cairo, and this was built from 1356 to 1363. So these are just a couple pictures of the mosque, and you go in, take your shoes off, sit in there, talk with the guide. Our guide was absolutely amazing. They live and breathe the culture, and they read the hieroglyphics and explain everything to you. It is absolutely amazing. Of course, the bazaar, right? You have all the perfume. Of course, you can buy a hookah, right? You can smoke a hookah there. You can do that here in the States, but hey, when you go there, you need to smoke a hookah. You've got the spices, you have the perfume, you have the handicraft, you've got the jewelry. There's actually restaurants in the bazaar, and there's also coffee shops in the bazaar. I remember, Tammy, I did a pre-night too. And when we got in, the guide's like, hey, there's a show at the bazaar, and do you want to go? And it was pretty late. And we're like, yeah, why not? So we came to this bazaar, and this is what we saw. It's the twirling dervishes. So these dervishes spin and spin and spin. I mean, you get dizzy just watching them. They don't wobble. They just keep on spinning. And this all represents, it's the release of the soul from earthly ties. It's a pretty cool show. He's like, go in the bazaar, make a right at the rugs, and you'll be back there at the twirling dervishes. And it was a free show. It was absolutely amazing. So the tour directors, they are Egyptologists, they're university educated, they're government licensed. Actually, one of my friends went in the fall of 2019, and this is the tour director that she had when she went. What you do is you fly to Luxor, and then you get on this ship. This is one of the nicest ships that cruises on the Nile. So 56 staterooms, 236 feet long, 85 crew. So you do have choices that you can pick from with excursions. You'll see they're labeled either classic or discovery. Also here, so in Luxor, you have, this is where you've got your Valley of the Kings. You explore the legacy of the pharaohs. You've got the Temple of Karnak. This here is the Temple of Karnak. It's amazing. These are just a couple pictures. I am so glad I did this. Like, it was just one of the most amazing trips I have ever been on. We haven't had it for quite some time now, and I'm glad now for the last couple of years, Egypt has been back. These are just all Karnak. Look how big. And again, you've got your tour director that's an Egyptologist that explains all of this, because could you imagine being there by yourself? You'd have no idea what any of this means, right? Valley of the Kings. So right now there are over 60 tombs here, but this is where they buried the valley of the pharaohs and the kings and the queens. So this is where they are buried. So you take tours of some of the tombs, and this is where King Tut is buried. And this is the tomb of King Tut. And again, you know, this is the most pristine tomb. And the thing is, you go down underneath the ground and you wonder, you know, they didn't have lights that you turn on to make all of this, you know, so they were down there with fire and who knows what, you know, trying to put all of this on. And look at all the color. I mean, this is back, you know, to the 12th century, and they, you know, painted all of this with color in these tombs. So this is Aswan. So you do take a boat ride. It's just a ancient, you know, a replica of these old wooden boats, and you take a little boat ride on the Nile. These are just Abu Simbel. So Abu Simbel, this is now located on the western bank of Lake Nasser. So this is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and this is built back in the 12th century. This was relocated in 1968, and it was because they built a dam and all of this would have been flooded and ruined. So it was a salvage campaign that they had, and just imagine they had to cut all of this, take little by little, and put it all back together on the bank here of Lake Nasser. So it's pretty cool to see. So you get to go see Abu Simbel. So that's just a quick highlight of this trip on Avalon Waterways. So one thing I did want to mention too, that map that, let me just go back here and show you. Do I have a little bit of time here, Tammy?
Definitely.
Okay, let me just go back to, let me go back to this map here. I just wanted to tell you about the hotel. I should have put a picture of the hotel, but okay. So when you go back and fly back to Cairo, this is where, you know, you do Giza, you do Memphis. So you'll see this is where you do some excursions from Cairo. So we stay at the Heliopolis in Cairo, which is near the airport. So I know, Janetta, you said you've been, maybe some of you have been. A lot of people stay in town. And to get to the airport, it's a little ways. And it's not even really that far. It's just the traffic is insane in Cairo. So we stay at a hotel that was a Fairmont. It is a 5-star hotel that you're staying at near the airport. And the reason we do that is to get you to the airport quick, so you don't have any delays. So on the back end, we're staying 2 nights at the Heliopolis. So you're 3 nights in Cairo in the beginning at the Mina House, 2 nights on the back end near the airport, and then you take that 4-night cruise. So it is a wonderful vacation. I would recommend it. It is a bucket list. We've lost like what, a year and a half, almost 2 years of not traveling, and it's the time to get these bucket list vacations. I know I have my list. I want to do South Africa, and there's a whole bunch of places I want to go to. So definitely check this out. And Tammy, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. And thank you for, you know, booking Avalon. I know we have a great relationship, and thank you for your support.
You're welcome, Denise. And I'm going to end our presentation for the moment on record so we can take some questions from our members. Thanks for watching.